Hey guys, so I just thought I would jump in here real quick. I am currently editing this video that you're about to watch. If you saw the last video that I uploaded, which was BMT part 2, I'll leave it linked down below if you didn't see it. But in that video, I decided to split that video into 2 because I was just worried it was going to be too long. But you guys just jump on in and get to watching this video. I really hope that you enjoy it. So we're into week 8, graduation week. Week 7 goes by quickly because you don't hear from them, so that sucks, but it goes by quickly because you know, like next week I'm going, I get to see them. For us, we flew out on the day before, so we flew out here in Australia on a Wednesday, but we arrived the same day. We got the whole day back because of the time difference. So we flew out on a Wednesday, we arrived in San Antonio on a Wednesday in the morning, so we had that day, and then graduation weekend starts on the Thursday. I honestly don't even remember like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I feel like that just all blurs together because you're just so excited, like it's so close, and just you're packing and you're ready to go, and that's all you're focused on. And I feel like, for me anyway, if I just try to really stay focused on the positive. A lot of this is like mind over matter situations. Like if you can just get yourself in the right frame of mind, if you can just keep yourself going, keep yourself looking at what is good in the whole situation, not focusing on the I miss him, he's gone, I'm sad, I'm lonely, what is he doing? If you focus on all of that stuff, you know, it's going to make the whole process way more dreadful than it needs to be. If you keep trying to just find the positive in every single week, and once a week is down, that's it, it's down, it's behind you, let's keep going forward. If you can do that, the weeks are gonna go by. And then that's why I said like week 7 and first half of week 8, they kind of just are a blur because I was just so focused on the finish line. Like we were so close, we're already there. So the first thing I would say about graduation week is, in your letters, make sure you mention to your significant other, if they don't already do it. My husband just did it, so I'm sure that they get told to do this, or that they get told that they can do this. So ensure that they send you, I wish I had it with me, but I don't. If they can send you like a little diagram of the reception center, and they can actually like mark out on that diagram where they will be standing and located, so you know where to sit. My husband marked it out for us. He marked out where the parking was. He told us where he was going to be, where his flight was going to be, what row he was going to be standing in. And I would literally got there, I think we were there at about 5:45, which was a little bit early. We were definitely some of the first people there. But I was directly in front of my husband, front row, directly in front of him. I could see him throughout the whole thing. He was in the first row, so that was really good because it was really easy to see him. But there is that nervousness inside of you that, and I think everybody has this, I definitely did, and you're probably got the same feeling. What if I can't find him because they all look the same? Or what if I tap out the wrong person? Seriously, that was a fear of mine too, because they all look the same, and you haven't seen them for 2.5 months. Their hair's been cut off, like they're all dressed the same, they're all standing the same way. Like, you know, it is difficult. So make sure that they mark that out for you, so you just have that little peace of mind. But honestly, as soon as he came out, like as soon as I saw him, that was it. My dad was so funny. My dad was like, when they were doing the run, the airmen's run that they do at the start before they come out marching, my dad, like I think they did 2 laps of it, and my dad was still like, I can't find him, I can't see him, which one is he? Like he was like, they all looked the same. He couldn't, it took him a minute to find where Andrew was. But it's all right, you yourself, you will know where he is, you will find him, don't worry about it. But yeah, get them to mark that out. They do have inside, you can go inside the reception center, and I believe they have TVs set up, and they do have like where the flights are standing, and you can check the TVs to kind of see where they are. But it was really, really busy for us. So I am so glad that I was already prepared going into it, because it was just way too busy in there, and I'm so glad I didn't have to worry about going in and trying to figure it all out. So get them to send you that. Ask them to do that so that you're prepared and you know where to stand, because you want to be as close as possible so you can be the first one out there for that tap out, because you best believe I was the first person out there for that tap out. It was a long 2 months or 8.5 weeks. They do have briefings. I didn't personally attend the briefings. Like I said, I felt very prepared going into it. I didn't want to waste the time at the briefings. I didn't want to lose my spot. If you do attend the briefings, they do have a small section that's kind of sectioned off for people that go to the briefings, but it wasn't good enough for me, to be honest. I want it to be right where I was and I wasn't moving. I did have a double pram. There were a lot of questions about like children's stuff. Everybody kept saying that you can't take a double pram up onto the bleachers, that the double prams have to go behind. I had, or any pram at all that is, but I had our double pram and I was in the front row, and there's like the little area at the front there, and my pram was right there. My kids fell asleep in the pram. They stayed right there. Nobody ever said anything to me, and it was totally fine. You can't obviously take the pram up the stands, but if you get lucky enough to get a spot in the front, and providing you're not blocking anybody, then I think it's totally fine, and I was never asked to move. Yeah, so I didn't attend the briefings. You can if you are worried, if you feel like you need to, you can. They just kind of go over protocols and what's expected of you and how to behave, and just, I don't know, I don't think they're anything that interesting. If you ask enough questions in your Facebook group, which I talked about in the first video, I think that you'll feel the need to attend them. But if you want to, there's two. There's one on the first day and one on the second day. The Facebook group will also give you maps. They'll also tell you which gates to enter at. I think it was Luke East Gate and Valley High Gate. They are the two 24-hour gates. But the Facebook group will also give you information on that, and like I said, maps and whatnot to be able to navigate your way around. If you're worried, do a dry run to the base beforehand. So get in your car the night before, have a drive around, see how you get to the base to get back if you're worried. But it really was pretty simple to get through, and especially coming from somebody who hired a car and had to drive on the opposite side of the road. We managed, it was fine. It's not very complicated to find your way around. I'll go through the whole graduation ceremony on that first day. They'll do like the honor grads, they'll do all of that stuff. Our graduation ceremony was cut short because it was way too hot. There were people passing out in the stands, like a lot of people passing out. They cut the ceremony short. The tap out was amazing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure in the video it's like me and one other girl are like first ones out there, and I'm pretty sure I was like the first one to touch down on Andrew. Like that was it. I was ready to go. And then that day, once you get to tap them out, that's it. They're yours for the day. You get to go with them, but you can't leave base that day. It's just a on base day. A lot of people go to the bowling alley, they go and eat. We went and ate, and then we went to the community center. I highly, highly, highly recommend going to the community center. You will thank me later. I don't know why, but nobody goes to the community center. The community center is just, it's like, I think it's double story. You can go in there, they've got a bunch of pool tables, they've got like a little bar kind of area. They have a theater room, which is where we like put a movie on and all sat in there in the air conditioning. My kids took a nap, I took a nap. We were exhausted, and yeah, you can just sit down, chill and relax. It's very chill. The bowling alley and other places are very packed because nobody can leave the base. None of the airmen graduating can leave the base. So everybody is everywhere, but I highly recommend the community center. And then they have to report back by 8 p.m. that day. So then day 2 is the parade ceremony at the parade grounds. We arrived a little later this day. I don't think I was like as eager to get up that early and sit around for hours beforehand. But we were running a little bit late this day actually. I believe his mum and maybe even some of his family members, they were there before us this day, but they got us seats, so that was fine. We did have to put the pram behind the bleachers today, behind the stands, do the parade ceremony. And then I wasn't aware of this, but there is another tap out. So after they do the parade ceremony, there is another tap out. I wasn't aware of it. I wish I was more aware of it because I would have discussed with his mum like that she could go and tap him out. She kind of came to me and said, there's another tap out, go, because like Andrew was standing there waiting. I just thought he would come to us. And so I was walking over, and then I was thinking in my head, oh no, wait, why? I've already tapped him out, like you should tap him out. And I turned around to go and let her know that she should tap him out, and at the same time she approached me and said, do you mind if his grandfather taps him out today? And of course I was like, no, go for it. So his grandfather tapped him out on the second day. Look, if you there's a lot of questions going around about the tap out situation and what if other family members want to tap them out and you want to tap them out. I think it really depends on your relationship with the family members, but also keep in mind that if the mother-in-law, the mother of the person, is wanting to tap them out, that's their son or their daughter. That's somebody that's very significant to them. I would like to think that if it was my son, that his partner would be gracious enough to allow me one of the days. So keep that in mind. I never had any issues with my mother-in-law in terms of the first day tap out or the tap out whatsoever. She was always just like, it's yours, like you do it, you're his wife, mother of his children, 100%. But if you feel like it's yours and you need it, I would fight for that first day tap out 100%. If you are his wife, if you are the mother of his children or her, whichever scenario you're in, fight for that first day, and if you can't come to an agreement, honestly, get ready, and I would run my little butt out there and be the first one to tap him out. And then be gracious and say, okay, hey, you can have the second day tap out. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't be greedy. You don't need both day tap outs. The first one is really the one that's all full of the emotion and everything. And then the second day is great too. The second day they're in their dress blues. The first days they're in their ABUs. They get to leave today. They get a town pass so you can leave the base. They don't have to be stuck on the base, and they are excited. This is like the first time they have gotten to leave in 8.5 weeks. But yeah, you can go around town, you can plan your day, plan what you would like to do. You can go and do touristy things, you can go and chill out. Once again, let your airmen lead. They are exhausted, they are tired, see what they want to do and let them lead. If they just want to go sit somewhere and eat and then chill, let them do that. If they want to go and do the whole touristy thing, cool. Let them lead. They may be exhausted, or they may be like willing to go to, I don't know, Six Flags. I think there's Six Flags there. I don't know, but let them lead. We kept it pretty chill. Like I said, we had small children. There was a fairly big group of us. We went out to eat. I think we went to the Alamo. We did a couple of things, but it was pretty chill. It's very hot when we were there, like I said, so we didn't want to do too much outside stuff. Then they have to be back again today by 8 p.m. So day 3, they have another town pass. You will pick them up on base. You have to go on base, get them and pick them up. They don't have a phone, so make sure that the day before this, you have organized with them where you are meeting. Make sure it's very clear where you will be picking them up, where you will be meeting them, because you cannot contact them. You'll pick them up, you get to go back out, do whatever you want to do, go to town. The other thing that we did on this day was we attended a soccer game. If they are attending a sporting event, you don't have to check back in by 8 p.m. So we went and saw a soccer game, and I think that got him like an extra 2 hours, maybe 3 hours before he had to be back on base. So even if you're not into sports, choose a day. There's usually sporting events running on both those days, both those town pass days. Choose that day, go to a sporting event, spend a little extra time with your son, daughter, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whoever it is, and then they can go back to base. They need to buy these tickets. I believe they buy these tickets. My husband bought the tickets himself, like I guess through on base, and then he had to show his ticket stubs, I think, when he came back. And then you were into day 4. Day 4 is, the weekend goes really quickly, guys. It does. It goes quickly. It's jam-packed. It is a huge weekend. My children, oh man, they were troopers. They did so well for traveling so far, and then such a huge weekend and big days and no structure, like none of their normal routine. They pushed through. They did so good. I think they were on a high to see dad too, obviously. Then you're going to be into day 4. Now day 4, if they are an honor grad, they may get town pass again on day 4. If not, it's just base Liberty. So you get to pick them up again, organize a spot, make sure you know where you're meeting them. You get to stay on base with them. You know, I think we went bowling on this day, and we just did a couple of things around base. I think we went to the base exchange and just kind of walked around, did some shopping. We went and ate. We just hung out. Yeah, this day it's a tough day. It's a tough day because it's like the whole day just daunts on you. That's it, that's the end. I don't want to get upset. I haven't seen my husband since that day. So it's tough, but you've just got to try to enjoy it, and don't allow the fact that it's the 4th day get ahead of you, because if you do, then that day will just be wasted. So try not to allow it to affect you. Like, I'm already getting teary just thinking about it. It was a very tough day because you just knew it was coming, and I just felt like we didn't have enough time together, and we still had so many things I wanted to talk about and discuss, and we hadn't had that chance, and I didn't know how long it was going to be before I got to see him again, and here I am, and we aren't back together yet, but that's okay. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and we just have to pick things up and just keep going, but make the most of it. It is tough. If you can get alone time with your airman, then do that. If you can't, then that's fine too. Just enjoy whatever time you do have together and just make the most of it, because the weekend goes very, very quickly. They have to be back at the dorms earlier today, if I remember correctly. I want to say we had to take him back by 6. Actually, we had to take Andrew back earlier because they had lost 2 hours of base lib time, and that goodbye is very hard, but it's okay. You'll get through it, and then it'll suck again, especially if you have to get back on a plane and fly somewhere. It's dreadful. But you just have to live in what a great time you had. And there you go, guys. That's the end of the graduation weekend, which, I can't say it again, it goes by really quickly. Enjoy it, live it up. Get someone to record that tap out for you. Take as many photos as you can. Enjoy that time with them. Be present in the moment and just be grateful for every day. Please let me know if you want me to elaborate on anything else to do with BMT or with, like I said, the healthcare or anything like that. I'll do another video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day. Make it count, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.